Hello, ladies and gentlemen out there watching on YouTube, and welcome to Race 20 of Season 10 of the NNSCRA Marvel Studios Cup Series. I am Levi McIntyre, the voice of the NNSCRA Marvel Studios Cup Series, here to welcome you to the K&N 400 here at Knoxville Raceway in Knoxville, Iowa. Yet another dirt track, half mile this time, and we're getting set for 60 laps of racing here. But let's take a look at the top 10 in the point standings coming in as we're getting closer to the end of the season. Michael Norman extended his points lead to 100 points over Jay Jefferson, 135 over Kyle Matthews, 150 over James Qualls, 215 over Jonathan Zorline, 245 over Daniel DK, 285 over Laney Marino, 295 over Dylan Poteet, and 370 over both Cole Deaver and Keith Miller Jr. With all that said, let's take a look at the top 10 starting lineup for the race here tonight. Riley Henry with his first pole of the season, with Keith Miller Jr. in second next to him. Row 2, we have Lindsey Snyder and Lauren Marino. Row 3, Daniel DK and Cole Deaver. Row 4, Charles Belding, Artur Castanha. And then row 5, Henry Sanford and Mitchell Collins. Let's get the command to fire engines for the K&N 400 at Knoxville.
Drivers, start your engine!
All 40 drivers rolling around for the pace lap. This is going to be a high-speed dirt race. I've done some testing, and these cars go really fast here. So 15, 16-second lap times, we're going to be seeing that all night long. Of course, we'll have some blocked cameras because of the haulers being in the way. Boogity, 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 let's go racing! And Riley Henry leads the first lap, and Riley Henry has still been searching for his first career win in the Marvel Studios Cup Series. He was a rookie back in Season 9, didn't make a lot of races. So far this season, he only missed one race back in the very beginning of the season, and he's looking to dominate here tonight here at Knoxville to pick up career win number 1 for that young man out of the Shadow Colt Racing team. And he is growing his lead little by little over his teammate, Lindsey Snyder, but look who's hungry right there in the third spot, Daniel DK, who fell out of the top 5 in the standings after a not-so-good run back at Milwaukee. But here he is right on the tail of Lindsey Snyder to try to get to second, but here comes Henry Sanford, who's been on a big momentum surge. Just 2 races ago at Chicago, he won his first race of the season, then got a top 5 at Milwaukee. Now he's up here now to the 3rd position as he took that spot away from Daniel DK, as DK is now going to slip back a few spots. But Riley Henry, he's just basically out there running qualifying laps as he just continues to pull away from everybody behind him. But will that last? That's the big question. Lindsey Snyder running in second, and ever since getting in the top 20 in the points several races ago, she's been slipping. She actually fell out of the top 20 in points, fell to 22nd, looking to try and rebound and get a great run here today at Knoxville. Although that lap she lost 2/10 to her teammate Riley, as Henry Sanford is actually trying to close the gap on Lindsey Snyder to get up to the 2nd position. And remember, after this race, we only have one more race left of the Midwest Swing for this season, and that's going to be at Kansas on Friday, and that's going to be an exciting one. One of the best tracks we go to every season. Meanwhile, Lauren Marino, who started 4th, I believe, or actually, yeah, started 4th, still is 4th, but now about to go up to 3rd, as she's coming through pretty fast, running some solid lap times. In fact, let's see who has ran the fastest laps so far. Melissa Alexander at a 16.191. Pretty fast out there for that number 78 car. In fact, let's look around and see where she is. There she is, back in last time scored in 16th. There's a lot of side-by-side action going on all throughout the field except for the front, as Riley Henry had the advantage of qualifying on the pole and got that clean air and is now slowly pulled away from everybody ahead or behind him. And we may have a battle for second between the ladies, Lindsay Snyder and Lauren Marino, as the 38. Huge run to the inside as she's been blazing through the track. I almost wonder if this race stays green the whole way through. I wonder if she has a strong enough car to run down the leader, Riley Henry. And in fact, she actually did close the gap by a little bit, less than a tenth on that previous lap. So we'll see if the 38 has anything for the 40 car. Meanwhile, it looks like Lindsay Snyder might have used up everything she had, as now here comes Artur Castanha with a run. And Artur knows how to win on a dirt track. I believe he won back at, I can't remember if it was Springfield or DuQuoin. I want to say it was Springfield, though, where Artur Castanha won back just a few races ago. And now he's closing in on the back bumper of Lindsay Snyder. Meanwhile, between the top two of Riley and Lauren, now the margin is about 2.4 seconds. So Riley's actually now running a little bit faster than the 38. That could just be conservation mode on the part of the 38 car. I thought we were under caution for a second, but that time by Lauren Marino managed to close in by 0.2. So maybe Riley Henry is starting to use up everything he has. Or maybe not, he just ran a really fast lap time, but so too did Lauren Marino. But Artur Castanha just shattered everything. He ran under 16 seconds at a 15.979. That is really fast for that 20 car. Really, really fast. And he's closing in on the 38 of Lauren Marino, so perhaps Artur Castanha might have something more for the 40 and not the 38, but we'll see about that. Although that time by Lauren Marino ran faster than both Riley and Artur. Meanwhile, the next closest battle we got on the racetrack right here looks like it's going to be for 12th between James Qualls and Melissa Alexander. As Melissa Alexander's just been slowly picking her way through traffic. Don't know, I forget where she started, but she's moved up a spot every few laps. Although this time she looks to be a little bit slow as Seth Cole's trying to reel in on the 78 car. And Seth Cole trying to gain more points on 30th in the standings after getting a 6th place run back at Milwaukee while Jesse Turner finished in the bottom 5. So Seth Cole trying to close the gap to getting into the top 30 in standings. And now side by side between Qualls and Melissa. As Melissa going to have the advantage on the inside and clears Qualls for 12th. Meanwhile, Michael Norman, the points leader, hanging on to a solid 11th place run right now, as he's just trying to look to extend his points lead that he keeps growing, as he's just been very consistent this season. Despite only one win this season, but then again, other than Lindsay Snyder, we've had a lot of one-win drivers this season. Lindsay Snyder is the only one who has scored more than one win, and that was 2 back during the international swing that we had. And now Michael's going to get in the top 10 to take over 10th from Rafael Leduc. Are we under caution? Yeah, we're under caution. There was a big wreck that just took place. Looks like Jesse Turner, Alyssa Drayson, Dylan Jacobs, Bunch of them get caught up in this. So this was a lucky break for everybody that was on the lead lap. That was about to go a lap down, although I think Scott Groverston was the the unlucky one in falling a lap down. And we got some contact on pit road with Jessica Shelton and Mitchell Collins. This looks like it was a big wreck. What in the world? Please tell me I'm not seeing what I think I'm seeing. Jessica Shelton and Mitchell Collins have created a hybrid. Well, now Collins is taking his car over the wall. And now Alyssa Drayson and Dylan Jacobs are doing the same thing. Very weird pit road, which is why there are no pit stops during this race. But Riley Henry has led every lap so far tonight. Let's take you to the replay and see what brought the caution out for the first time here at Knoxville. Well, here's a look at what happened. So this is going to be a bizarre wreck. This was around 18th place between Cody Lamas and Alyssa Drayson. And it looks like Drayson's going to dive it into turn 1 here. And I think she's going to end up getting into the wall as she was trying to run as low as she can. And she just couldn't control her car. And they both go up into the outside wall. Hard, might I add. Drayson up on 4 wheels while Lamas ends up on 2 wheels riding the wall, and then Dylan Jacobs comes in, and they both collide, and it actually sent both of those cars upside down. Lama's going over about 1.5 times, and then Jacobs went over once, and then we're going to see more cars kind of just pile into this whole thing. Poteet gets a piece of it. Dylan Young was involved by a little bit. Jesse Turner got a piece of it, so too will Mitchell Collins as he slammed into Dylan Jacobs right there. Looks like Charles Sanford might have gotten involved some way, shape, or form. What about Jessica Shelton? How in the world does she get involved? And this is all happening right in front of the leaders right here, so dangerous situation for Riley Henry and company. Oh, Shelton just slams into Alyssa Drayson trying to get through it somehow. But how did the 03 and the 2 get involved? Oh no, they already had damage on their cars after circumstance took place. Oh, Dylan Young actually got the inside wall. That's how he was involved. But yeah, just look at all this contact. Jacobs, Drayson, Lamas. Right there, that contact with Jacobs and Lamas sending them both upside down. And then just more cars just kind of colliding into one another, causing this big one to happen on a dirt track of all places. Very rare that we see the big one take place on a dirt track. But it has happened. And with that said, let's take you to the restart here at Knoxville. Well, after that caution, we have 5 cars, so we have the bottom 5 guaranteed, and they include Mitchell Collins, Cody Lamas, Alyssa Drayson, Dylan Jacobs, and Dylan Young. 3 cars have gone a lap down, Scott Groverston, Dylan Poteet, and somehow Jessica Shelton's still in, despite the hybrid we witnessed with her and Mitchell Collins. But the top 10, I'm just going to go quickly through them. Riley Henry, Lauren Marino, Artur Castanha, Lindsey Snyder, Henry Sanford, Charles Belding, DJ Curtis, Daniel DK, Keith Miller Jr., and Michael Norman. Green flag is back out here for the K&N 400 at Knoxville. Riley Henry has officially clinched the most laps led bonus points as he's led more than half of this race. But does anybody behind him have anything now that they're bunched back up, or at least they were bunched back up? Do they have anything for the 40 car? Artur Castanha, 3 wide, with the lapped car of Scott Groverston in the middle. Big bonsai move on the part of the 20 car as he's really pushing it. I believe this might be the same car that he won back at Springfield that he's using. And now he is closing in fast on the 40 car of Riley Henry. Artur looking for win number 2, although I think we're under caution again. Lisa Nelson gets turned around, and I think that's the only reason we're under yellow is because of a single car spin. Man, just as Artur Castanha was getting a big run going to try and get the lead, caution comes out. tough break right there, but excuse me. Let's take a look and see what brought the caution out for the second time tonight here at Knoxville. Well, here's a look at what happens. So it's 3 wide going into turn 1, and it looks like Lisa Nelson gets down on the bottom here. And I think, is she going to end up getting the inside wall like we saw with the first caution? Yes, she does, and she just loses control up into James Qualls. And then they both go sideways, rear end first in the wall, up in the air, both of them went, with Lisa Nelson almost going over, but somehow, someway avoids major damage and keeps it going. Qualls manages to keep it straight even after getting the wall. And how nobody else hit the 6 is incredible. So we just got away with a 2-car incident. So let's take you to the restart here at Knoxville. Well, no cars out of the race after that second caution, so still got 35 on track, 32 on the lead lap. Meanwhile, Riley Henry is still leading the way here at Knoxville. Second is Artur Castanha. Third is Lauren Marino. Fourth is DJ Curtis. Fifth is Lindsey Snyder. Sixth is Keith Miller Jr. Seventh, Seth Cole. Eighth is Daniel DK. Ninth, Henry Sanford. 10th, Alex Hoover. 11th is Charles Belding. 12th is Cole Deaver. 13th, Rafael LeDuc. 14th, Melissa Alexander. 15th, Michael Norman. 16th, Jonathan Zorline. 17th, Alex Ferranti. 18th, Daniel Bouchard. 19th, Daniel Voiles. 20th, William Brock. Rest of the top 30 is Kyle Matthews, Jay Jefferson, Laney Marino, Matt McIntyre, Quentin Moore, Charles Sanford, Jordan Forbes, Carson Gum, James Qualls, Ryan Acosta, and then the final 2 cars on the lead lap, Jesse Turner and Lisa Nelson, with Scott Groverston, Dylan Poteet, and Jessica Sheldon a lap down. But yeah, it is kind of tough that we had that caution come out just as it looked like Artur Castanha was getting a huge run on the 40 car to try and go for the lead. So now he's going to have to wait until this restart that's about to happen as all the lap cars get into the inside. So we'll see how this restart plays out for the top 3 in particular, as we're going through turns 3 and 4 to get ready to get the green flag. 20 laps to go. Race is almost through here at Knoxville, and they are back underway. And Riley didn't get going at first, but now he gets going from a push from Artur Castanha, in fact. But Scott Groverston on the inside trying to get his lap back. And he's still there. He's going to race his teammate a little bit hard to try and get that lap back in case a caution comes out, and he could cycle around everybody to get back on the lead lap. But as a result of all this, Riley Henry's having a tough time trying to pull away from everybody. And now Lauren Marino's going to get up to second, and now Riley Henry clears to 42. And we're under caution again. Keith Miller Jr., he was just in the top 10. Daniel DK, Alex Hoover, looks like another major accident. DK, it's rare that you see him crash. 2 of those guys, actually all 3 of them were in the top 10 just a moment ago. Miller, Hoover, and DK. And it looks like a major accident happened. Not going to waste any more time. Let's take a look and see what brought the caution out for the 3rd time tonight here at Knoxville. Well, here's a look at what happened. Just like the other cautions, the lowest car on the track just ends up getting the inside wall and loses control. Alex Hoover's trying to go for some moves to get some spots, but he ends up clipping the wall right there, comes up in front of Daniel DK and Keith Miller Jr., and they all hit unbelievably hard and all go up into the air. Alex Hoover going cartwheeling and nose diving into the wall and then goes upside down, whereas the 66 and the 15 wind up airborne, but the 24 goes over a couple of times. As, man, all 3 of those cars hit really hard. And don't forget, that's a Armco wall. That is not a safer barrier or even a concrete wall. That's a steel wall. Man, all three of them were running in the top 10 or just outside the top 10, looking to get some good runs. Now that's going to be cut short because of this crash, but let's take you to the restart here at Knoxville. Well, after that third caution, we have three more cars out of the race. Keith Miller Jr., Daniel DK, and Alex Hoover. So we're down to 32 cars on track, 29 on the lead lap. Riley Henry has led every lap so far tonight. Second, Lauren Marino. Third is Artur Stanhoff. Fourth is DJ Curtis. Fifth is Lindsey Snyder. Sixth, Seth Coles. Seventh, Henry Sanford. Eighth, Cole Deaver. Ninth, Charles Belding. 10th, Melissa Alexander. Then the rest of the top 20, Rafael LeDuc, Alex Ferranti, Daniel Voiles, Jonathan Zorline, William Brock, Michael Norman, Daniel Bouchard, Kyle Matthews, Jay Jefferson, Matt McIntyre. Lead lappers, Laney Marino, Charles Sanford, Jordan Forbes, Carson Gum, Quentin Moore, Jesse Turner, James Qualls, Lisa Nelson, Ryan Acosta. Back underway, 13 laps to go. Riley Henry had a fantastic restart. Looks like he cleared the lap cars. So now he's just focusing on trying to pull away from everybody. But Lauren Marino actually just used the outside lane to clear lap traffic, so maybe she might still have something for the 40 car if we don't get another caution. But Riley Henry's been tough to beat all night. He's led every single lap from the pole, trying to go coast to coast for his first career win in the Marvel Studios Cup Series. And he pulled away by 2 tenths on that previous lap, but Lauren Marino is not that far off. We'll see if she has anything. Closed in by 6 hundredths with now 10 laps to go, but time is running out for that 38 car to try and get to the 40 to go for the win. And how cool would it be if Lauren Marino got her first career win today to join her teammate and sister, Laney Marino, for that team going to victory lane. DJ Curtis, where did he come from? He's now up to third. Don't think he's going to make a run for the win, but he's given it all he's got. He is a little over 1.2 seconds back. I don't know if he runs blistering fast laps. Maybe he might be able to close the gap, but it's going to be insurmountable because the laps go by here pretty fast. Although Riley was considerably slow on that lap, and Lauren and DJ really blitzed his lap time down. I don't know, maybe there is hope for the 33 and the 38. We'll see. As we're coming to 6 laps to go, both the 33 and the 38 were a little bit faster than the 40, but not by much. Riley maybe made a mishap in a corner, and he's trying to correct that. But it's going to be 5 laps to go. I feel like if a caution were to come out now, race would be over. But oh man, Lauren Marino is trying. Really, really trying to get up there. And it's going to be 4 to go here at the line, and Riley Henry is probably starting to get a little bit nervous. Although he caught a little bit of breathing room, he was a bit faster than the 38 that lap, pulled away to nearly 3.5 tenths. Although DJ Curtis still was much faster than the 40. 3 laps to go here at Knoxville. And this time DJ Curtis was slower out of the top 3. Lauren Marino was the fastest by 11 thousandths. It's going to be 2 laps to go. Only very few chances left for drivers to make a run at the 40 car. And I think perhaps Lauren Marino might have used up everything she had. Unless something else happens. But we're coming to the white flag this time by. White flag is out, coming out for Riley Henry. Does the 40 car have enough to hold off everybody? He is trying, but I think he's going to pull it off finally. Finally, after a season and a half of experience, Riley Henry gets his first career win. He wins the K&N 400 in dominating fashion at Knoxville. Started on the pole, led every single lap, coast to coast, for his first career win in true dominating fashion for the Shadow Cold Racing team. So now, Everyone except for Dylan Jacobs has picked up a win at least once for the Shadow Call Racing team, but unbelievable job by Riley Henry in dominating fashion. But let's look at the rest of the results. Lauren Marino, strong second place run. That's her best career finish. Looked like she might have had something for the 40 there at the end, but just could not quite shake off that 40 car. But still, a great finish in second. DJ Curtis, best run of the season for him, finishing in the third spot. Artur Castanhad looked like he had something if that second caution hadn't come out, but still a great job finishing in fourth. Charles Belding with a solid run in fifth. Lindsay Snyder, first time she's finished top 10 in a little while, in the sixth spot. William Brock, solid run in seventh. Michael Norman continuing to expand his points lead, finishing in eighth. Melissa Alexander with a solid ninth. And Seth Cole with yet another top 10 in the 10th spot. Then there's your top 20, top 30, and the bottom 5 for this week was Mitchell Collins, Cody Lamas, Alyssa Drayson, Dylan Jacobs, and Dylan Young. That does it for our coverage here tonight at Knoxville. Next race, the final race of the Midwest Swing, the Banquet 400 at Kansas. But until then, here are your point standings as well as anything else heading into Kansas. And this is Levi McIntyre, signing off.